Check me good. You on the camera? I got a gun in my nut. Check me good. I got a gun. All right, y'all let me in that car. Shoot myself dead. Y'all fire. Sue all them.
Lil Baby is facing up to 20 years in prison after a federal gun charge has been placed on him. So, let me run you down the story.
You ever heard the saying, make you or break you? Like, it's either gonna make you or break you. And meaning like make you into something or break you down. In prison, you spend a lot of time alone. You have a whole lot of time to think about what's going on around you. I wanna be there, period. But I had to be there, but I won't let my mind be there. My body a lot of places that my mind never go. I force myself to do that. For good and for bad. And I learned that the most in prison.
PF, the collective closely associated with Lil Baby and OMF. The tension was reportedly heightened by an incident in May 2024 when Lil Baby filmed a music video in territory allegedly controlled by OMF, an act some perceived as a territorial challenge. While Lil Baby himself was not present during the fatal July shooting and was not injured in the May video incident, the fact that his name surfaced in connection with the events leading up to the violence reportedly mentioned in the arrest warrants for the 7 individuals charged in the double homicide placed him under intense scrutiny. The arrests of these 7 individuals were a significant step by law enforcement, focusing the immediate legal process on those directly accused of the shooting. However, the broader context, the alleged gang conflict, the YSL RICO case precedent highlighting law enforcement's focus on the intersection of music and street organizations, and the mention of Lil Baby's association fueled widespread speculation about a potential larger investigation. Would authorities pursue a RICO case against 4PF, and if so, what would that mean for Lil Baby? This speculation has been a constant undercurrent, keeping the artist's name in headlines and legal discussions. But now, the situation has taken a turn so shocking, so deeply disturbing, that it threatens to overshadow even the serious legal speculation. Unverified, horrifying claim has begun circulating online, spreading rapidly across social media platforms and into the darker corners of the internet. Alleged footage, purportedly released by the FBI, showing Lil Baby behind bars and allegedly experiencing abuse by other inmates. Let's be absolutely clear, and this cannot be stressed enough, as of late April 2020,
he was convicted on his charges. He's not facing light time. He's facing life in prison. Now, last time I reported on this story, we had little info about the man he's accused of murdering, beyond that he was an aspiring rap artist signed to his label.
25. There is no credible evidence, no official confirmation, and no reports from reputable sources indicating that Lil Baby has been arrested, is incarcerated, or that the FBI has released any footage of him in prison, let alone footage depicting him being abused. The claim circulating online appears to be a deeply disturbing and likely fabricated rumor. However, the claim itself, the narrative that such footage exists and is circulating, has created a new layer of panic and outrage, demonstrating the power of online misinformation to generate chaos and fear. Imagine the sheer horror and disbelief if you were to see headlines or social media posts claiming this. The combination of FBI, Lil Baby, behind bars, and abused is designed for maximum shock value. The idea that a global superstar known for his success and influence could be in such a vulnerable and dangerous position, purportedly captured on video and leaked, is a terrifying thought. The speed at which such a disturbing claim can spread online is alarming. People are sharing the rumor, reacting with outrage and fear, and fueling the virality of something that, based on available credible information, is simply not true. This is beyond messed up. You might hear Lil Baby say, his voice tight with anger and a profound sense of violation, reacting to the disturbing rumor. Behind bars, and getting abused? Who in their right mind makes something like that up? He might express disbelief that people would even consider believing such a thing. I'm right here, not in jail, not abused. I'm dealing with enough already with all the speculation about the shooting and the RICO stuff, trying to focus on my work, my family, and now this. Someone is
18-year-olds, and a $50,000 reward is being offered for more information. So far, 7 people have already been arrested.
The overall theme of this case is grown men playing gangster that left 2 of our children in graves and a community in fear. And cowardly acts of an Atlanta-based rapper that decided to go over into a rival gang stronghold and shoot a music video in a place that he knew
actively trying to create the most horrific, untrue story possible about me. The depth of the lie, the personal and physical nature of the alleged abuse adds a layer of cruelty that must be incredibly difficult to process. It's like they want to see me suffer, or worse. Why would anyone do this? The virality of this claim highlights the dangerous reality of online misinformation, especially when it targets high-profile individuals already facing legal scrutiny. Preys on the existing tension and speculation, adding a fabricated, deeply personal, and highly emotional element. It doesn't matter that the claim lacks official confirmation or contradicts the known facts about his legal status. The sheer shock value is enough to make it spread like wildfire. This puts immense pressure not only on Lil Baby, but also on his team, who have to work tirelessly to debunk a rumor that is both widely shared and deeply disturbing. My people are calling me worried sick. He might continue, his voice softening slightly as he talks about the impact on his loved ones. My mama. Thinking about her seeing something like this, even a fake story. It's messed up. It's not just my name they're playing with anymore. It's my life, my safety, my family's peace of mind. This isn't just speculation or rumors anymore. This feels like a direct, cruel attack. He might talk about the feeling of vulnerability that comes with such a deeply personal and harmful rumor being circulated. You feel exposed, even when it's not true, like someone is trying to put you in a dangerous place just by talking about it. As of late April 2025, the credible reports regarding Lil Baby's legal situation stemming from the July 2024 shooting and the associated events indicate that
for which he had absolutely no involvement, is unprofessional, unethical, and shameful, end quote. It continued to say Lil Baby is devastated about the situation because the teens came from his neighborhood. But a warrant paints a different picture, saying an ongoing dispute between the 4PF gang and the OMF gang eventually led to the fatal shooting of Freeman and Davis. According to documents, Lil Baby is an affiliate of 4PF, and the conflict starts in May 2024, when the rapper shot a music video in rival territory.
7 individuals initially arrested are the focus of the ongoing legal process, while the possibility of a broader RICO investigation involving 4PF is a subject of ongoing speculation. There have been no official charges filed against Lil Baby himself related to this incident or a RICO case. This is the crucial fact that directly contradicts the premise of the FBI footage of him behind bars rumor. He is not currently facing charges that would result in him being incarcerated, according to publicly available credible information. This makes the viral claim about footage of him in prison and being abused highly improbable and indicative of fabricated content. The contrast between the slow, evidence-based process of the legal system and the rapid, often fact-free spread of information online is stark. While prosecutors build cases based on evidence presented in court, the internet rumor mill operates on shock value and speed. A claim as disturbing as footage of an artist being abused in prison, however untrue, taps into deep-seated fears and can generate widespread outrage and sharing before the truth can even begin to catch up. It makes you wonder what people are capable of. He might muse, reflecting on the malicious nature of the rumor. Creating something like this, something so personal and so harmful, it's not just about being famous anymore. It's about being a target for anything and everything. It's mentally draining, constantly having to push back against lies that are designed to hurt you in the worst possible way. He might speak about the challenge of trying to maintain his focus and creativity amidst such chaos. How are you supposed to make music, tell your story, inspire people when you're constantly fighting off narratives that say you're in jail or worse?
He should not have been.
Lil Baby and his music video are also named in arrest warrants for the shooting deaths of 13-year-old Lamont Freeman and Jacody Davis. Police call them innocent victims. The shooting happened last summer at the Oakland City West End apartments on Peoples Street. Police describe this as gang violence escalated by that Lil Baby music video shoot. Investigators say members of the Goodfellas gang orchestrated that attack.
This situation underscores the extreme pressures faced by public figures, particularly those from environments that are already subject to intense scrutiny. The combination of existing legal speculation, the precedent set by cases like YSL, and the added layer of deeply personal, fabricated online rumors creates a perfect storm of stress and potential damage. The ethical implications of spreading such rumors, even in the context of discussing legal developments, are significant. It highlights the responsibility of media outlets and individuals on social media to verify information before sharing, especially when it involves sensitive and potentially potentially harmful claims about someone's safety and legal status, the speculation surrounding Lil Baby, and the potential for a RICO case. But while serious, operates within the framework of the legal system. This new layer of a viral rumor about him being incarcerated and abused exists outside that framework in the uncontrolled world of online misinformation. It adds a disturbing personal dimension to the narrative, preying on fears and generating an emotional response based on an unverified claim. As of late April 2025, the official reality is that the legal focus remains on the 7 individuals charged in the July 2024 shooting. And while a broader investigation is a subject of discussion, Lil Baby is not currently facing official charges that would place him behind bars. This fact is crucial to understanding the likely fabricated nature of the viral behind bars footage claim. The story is far from over, as the legal process continues for the charged individuals, and the potential for further investigation remains a subject of speculation, but this new disturbing rumor adds a layer of difficulty and personal trauma.
Where he and associates were then shot at. After that incident, police say the back-to-back retaliatory shootings and homicides began. The warrant gives an in-depth timeline of multiple incidents that happened from May 2024 to when the teens were killed. It even says a high-ranking member of OMF was calling shots from state prison to retaliate against 4PF after an OMF member was killed on Peyton Place in June. According to documents, that imprisoned high-ranking member said in a
trauma to the narrative that is deeply concerning. Fighting against something as pervasive and emotionally charged as a viral rumor about being incarcerated and abused is a monumental task. It requires not only legal efforts, but a constant struggle in the public domain to counter a narrative that, however false, has captured attention. This situation demands close monitoring and a commitment to discerning fact from the disturbing fiction that can spread online. The legal cases, the ongoing speculation, and the battle against harmful misinformation are all part of a complex and rapidly evolving story that has significant implications for Lil Baby and the wider world he inhabits. To ensure you get the most accurate information, understand the legal context, and see through the sensationalized claims to the verifiable facts as this extraordinary situation unfolds, you need to be connected to reliable updates. Don't miss out on any developments in this high-stakes narrative. Hit that subscribe button on my YouTube channel right now and stay fully informed as we navigate this complex and challenging story together. Lil Baby, whose real name is Dominique Armani Jones, has not been a stranger to legal challenges. His life and career have often intersected with the law, reflecting both the complexities of his background and the intense scrutiny faced by prominent figures in the rap industry. Lil Baby's journey as an artist has always been deeply tied to his roots in Atlanta, a city known for its vibrant music scene, but also its struggles with systemic inequality, poverty, and crime. These factors have shaped his artistry and public persona, making him both relatable to fans who share similar experiences and vulnerable to legal entanglements. For Lil Baby, navigating fame hasn't just meant dealing with
phone call that there would be revenge for that homicide and he will go to war with the leader of 4PF, which is Lil Baby, per that phone call. Unfortunately, in July, Freeman and Davis became innocent victims. Gang investigators found they were not intended targets, but rather collateral damage. Most recently, police announced they already made 7 arrests for the teen's murder, but say they're not done. They didn't call Lil Baby by name on Wednesday, but did say this, which matches with what the warrant reads.
The pressures of stardom. It has also involved grappling with the consequences of past decisions, associations, and societal expectations placed upon artists from marginalized communities. 2017 arrest and charges. One of the earliest significant legal hurdles for Lil Baby came in 2017 when he was arrested on charges related to drug possession and possession of a firearm. This incident occurred just as he was beginning to gain traction in the music scene, marking a pivotal moment where his rise to prominence almost derailed before it truly began. The arrest was part of a broader pattern where young artists from Atlanta found themselves entangled with the law due to their connections with street life, a recurring theme in the city's rap culture. At the time, Lil Baby was still relatively unknown outside local circles, but this run-in with the authorities served as an early indicator of the challenges that would follow him throughout his career. Beyond the immediate legal implications, this arrest highlighted how difficult it can be for individuals from disadvantaged backgrounds to break free from cycles of systemic disadvantage, even as they strive toward success through creative outlets like music. 2018 shooting incident. In 2018, Lil Baby was involved in a shooting incident in Atlanta. While he was not charged directly, the event underscored the dangerous environment he navigated. It also highlighted how violence permeates the lives of many within the hip-hop community, particularly those tied to neighborhoods with high crime rates. This incident didn't just serve as a reminder of the risks inherent in Lil Baby's world, it also brought attention to the broader issue of gun violence plaguing urban areas across America. For Lil Baby, being caught up in such incidents wasn't merely a personal matter.
Cowardly acts of an Atlanta-based rapper that decided to go over into a rival gang stronghold and shoot a music video in a place that he knew he should not have been.
And I did talk to several people who live in this community who say they were relieved to hear that there were arrests made in this case, because they say this tragedy really hit this community hard. Many of them also said that they were not surprised that gang violence was involved.
It became symbolic of the precarious balance between ambition and survival faced by countless aspiring artists trying to make something meaningful out of their circumstances. Despite avoiding direct charges, the shooting added another layer of complexity to his growing reputation, forcing him to navigate perceptions about his character and lifestyle in an increasingly public arena. Probation, violations, and legal supervision. Throughout his early career, Lil Baby faced several probation violations. These violations were often linked to minor offenses such as traffic stops or failure to comply with specific probation terms. Each instance brought him back into the legal system, requiring court appearances and further complicating his burgeoning career. Probation violations are common among individuals transitioning out of the justice system, yet for someone like Lil Baby, whose visibility grew exponentially during this period, these infractions carried greater weight. Every trip to court became fodder for tabloids and critics eager to paint him as a troubled figure rather than focusing on his artistic contributions. Moreover, these repeated encounters with the legal system underscored the difficulty of juggling the demands of newfound fame with the lingering obligations imposed by previous convictions. They also illustrated how easily seemingly minor missteps could escalate into major obstacles for someone under constant surveillance. 20 protest arrest. In June 2020, amidst widespread protests following the murder of George Floyd, Lil Baby was arrested during a demonstration in Atlanta. He was charged with disorderly conduct and obstructing traffic. The arrest drew significant media attention, casting him not only as an artist, but also as a public figure willing to stand up for social justice issues.
Why file this right now? Let's just start there, the timing of it.
Jesse, great to be on as always, and I guess better late than never when it comes to the Department of Justice. But really, 1 month before trial is...
This event resonated deeply with his fan base and added another layer to his public persona. By participating in the protests and facing arrest as a result, Lil Baby demonstrated a commitment to using his platform for more than just entertainment. He positioned himself as a voice for change, advocating against police brutality and racial injustice at a time when these topics dominated national discourse. However, this act of solidarity also subjected him to criticism from detractors, who sought to question his motives or dismiss his activism as performative. Regardless, the arrest solidified his image as an artist unafraid to align himself with causes larger than himself, even if doing so invited additional controversy, ongoing scrutiny, and association allegations. As mentioned earlier, Lil Baby has consistently been under scrutiny for his associations and affiliations. The most notable example is the alleged connection between him and the group 4PF, 4 Pockets Full, which has been linked to various criminal activities. While Lil Baby himself has not been formally charged under RICO statutes, the shadow of these allegations looms large over his career. Prosecutors in Atlanta have increasingly used RICO laws to target alleged criminal enterprises with ties to the music world, drawing parallels to cases like the YSL, Young Slime Life indictment involving Young Thug. These allegations reflect a troubling trend where artists' professional networks and personal relationships become grounds for suspicion, regardless of individual culpability. For Lil Baby, this ongoing scrutiny places immense pressure on him to distance himself from any controversial figures or groups without alienating the very community that inspired much of his music. It's a delicate balance.
I think it's insane, bruh, right? Now, listen, bruh. At this point, bro, we gotta stop using like Burrito the Vixen as a gang expert or as anybody credible, bro. Like, have y'all forgotten like the YSL trial when even the judge got frustrated at Burrito because Burrito was on that stand, bro, spewing nonsense, dodging questions, being uncredible?
Mr. Shart asked you a very specific question, and you seem to have answered in a way.
Dominic Jones wanted to have people harmed.
Correct.
All right, moving on.
To me, this is nonsense and BS, bro. Ops being paranoid because they are out here harming people who are close to me, being paranoid that me, the bagman, me, the rich rapper, may have some money on their heads because they're doing foul things. That's y'all proof that I'm involved in this gang war? That's y'all proof that I should be brought in for a RICO?
Had tickets on a lot of people's heads.
Dominic Jones wanted to have people harmed.
Correct.
All right, moving on.
To me, this is nonsense and BS, bro. Ops being paranoid because they are out here harming people who are close to me, being paranoid that me, the bagman, me, the rich rapper, may have some money on their heads because they're doing foul things. That's y'all proof that I'm involved in this gang war? That's y'all proof that I should be brought in for a RICO? I think it's insane, bro. Right? Now, listen, bro. At this point, bro, we gotta stop using like Burrito the Vixen as a gang expert or as anybody credible, bro. Like, have y'all forgotten like the YSL trial when even the judge got frustrated at Burrito because Burrito was on that stand, bro, spewing nonsense, dodging questions, being uncredible?
Mr. Shart asked you.
If they're about to play the call, but her conclusions and her interpretation is not the evidence.
Well, I think she was just identifying who was on the call, so I'm going to overrule. Go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, what's up? Oh, what's going on? Man, them folks, like, come on, bro, you know what's finna go on. Like, how the hell you can, you know what I'm saying? They ain't even like that, man. Them folks got tickets on a lot of these folks, I'm telling you.
We just heard somebody say these folks got tickets on these people. We know what's going on. First of all, who was that said that about the tickets?
Unc, the unidentified male that was being referred to as Unc.
And he's speaking with Mr. Sanders.
Correct.
And what, in your experience, do you know what tickets are?
A price on somebody's head.
What do you mean by, what do you mean on somebody's head? What is that?
Like a bounty.
Okay. To have them arrested?
Harmed or killed.
And who were they referring to in that portion of the call?
They were saying that they had heard that Dominique Jones.
Our street location?
Yeah, one just flashed on the screen.
Okay, so we've already seen a portion of that then?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so you saw this video, and then you saw that the artist that's depicted in this video, John J. Smith, was also the person depicted in the disappearing message. And on what day was that message sent?
Sent on June 30th. I believe it was read on July 1st.
From what I've gathered, like, it's unclear why they sent J-Shot pictures and disappearing messages. I'm not sure, all right, because J-Shot is still alive and well. Maybe they were plotting on J-Shot, but nonetheless, though, they have those messages. Now, they also have a wiretap of them having a conversation. Now, on that wiretap, though, one of them actually implicated Lil Baby and said they feel like Lil Baby got money on their heads.
Sanders, the wiretap target, an unidentified gentleman that goes by the name Unc, or he's being referred to as Unc.
I'm going to object to this slide again.